What's going on, guys? It's your boy ShadyMikeGaming, and we are back with another signature shot. Today we are working on the GOAT, or at least the GOAT shooter. In my opinion, the greatest shooter of all time, the greatest shooter our league has ever seen, and definitely one of my favorite players of all time. I'm definitely you could say a Steph Curry stan. So we're gonna get right back into this one. This is a really big requested one, and just a couple disclaimers, a couple things to get right out of the way. The number one thing, like whenever you make a video like this, the first thing people say is, oh my gosh, isn't Steph Curry mocapped? And his animation's already in the game. That's how he shoots. There's no way you're gonna be any more accurate than what's in the game. But I find that, again, no matter how good the player is, when they're in 2K studios wearing a suit or however that process goes, their mindset isn't really in the mood to do things that happen or occur naturally in an NBA game. So I don't want to take anything away from 2K or say like they're not talented enough to capture exactly what that player did in the studio, but I am willing to say that sometimes what that player would do in the studio might not be exactly what they would do in the real game. So just wanted to get that little rant out the window for people that want to say that. Save your time, don't need that comment. So for the people that really want to get their game looking right and really replicate what these guys are doing, let's go ahead and take a look into this jump shot. So this is this base Steph Curry jump shot, and the first thing that I take a look at with this shot is, okay, cool, he holds the follow through, and that is something that you will see Steph do from time to time, but not all the time. So the first thing I'm going to be looking at is the base of the jump shot. Legs are pretty close. And then when he kind of springs up through his legs, he gets a nice base, and that is accurate. But what I notice is there's too much shifting in his motion. Number one, you have too much lift. And I'm not saying Steph doesn't often get lift on his shot, but what I am saying is I think his jump shot is a little bit quicker than that. And the transition, watch it now, the transition from the ball being from shot ready, we call it, to his release, it is just too jagged. It's like boom, boom. Like, you notice how it's like 1, 2. One more time, 1, 2. When Steph's actual shooting form is almost like a flash, and it's just one quick motion. It's actually really hard to explain, but we'll get some footage in here. I'll go back and edit some footage in so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. It's too stiff, it's too janky, it's not smooth, and it's not as quick as Steph shoots. And along with that, I really do think that there's too much lift on the shot. So we're going to take a look at a couple different in-game examples of what we saw, because Steph is one of those players that may change the way he shoots depending on the situation, whether it's a moving jump shot or whether he's standing still. And we'll go ahead and take a look at some of the in-game examples, and then we'll try and see exactly what we want to replicate. All right, so first we're going to take a look at, I would call this Steph Curry's base jump shot. This is the one where he is going to come off a screen, catch the ball, set his feet, and take the shot. And because the moving jump shots, and we are going to get into the moving jumpers, I'm going to have suggestions for those, but this is going to be the one we're going to try and emulate with our signature shot, and then we're going to try and capture some of the other stuff with the moving jump shots. Now, another disclaimer. Some of you guys might look at the footage and say, oh my gosh, this is from 2016, 2018, 20, whatever. These guys don't change their shots that much, in the sense that unless there's a noted change of form, you don't really have to, it doesn't have to be from 2020. And obviously we're missing footage from Steph because he's been hurt regardless. But from my research, Steph's shot has been relatively the same. So taking a look, and we're going to watch Steph catch on this catch and shoot situation here. Have you ever heard, if you ever watched like a middle schooler shoot a basketball, you ever heard someone say like, oh, he shoots the ball with his whole body, or he shoots it like with his legs? You know what I mean? You ever watch like a middle schooler or something try and shoot a basketball? They like hurl the ball with like their full body. And when guys are bigger, and you'll a lot of see, I know this might sound strange, but it'll make sense to most of you who've seen it. If you've ever seen a football player try and shoot a basketball, that you notice they always shoot it with almost their whole upper body. They kind of fling it from behind their head. Steph Curry, he looks like when he shoots the ball, it looks like he kind of never lost that form from when he was a small child, and Steph is a smaller guy, so he doesn't have the lift that a lot of these more athletic guys do. The reason that they say you don't want to bring the ball from pretty much your whole body is because there's more room for deviation. Now with Steph, it is what it is. In my opinion, he's the greatest shooter of all time. It looks like he has mastered that process to limit the deviation as much as possible. So you are going to see Steph he doesn't bring it down, but he does bring it from center mass, keeps his body straight. But the one thing about it is it's one motion. A lot of guys, they elevate and then release. Steph is just a clean motion shot, and that is what we are going to be trying to emulate with the signature shot. Now, when you take a look at a different jump shot here, you're going to notice on some of Steph's moving jump shots, or when he has more momentum, you'll notice it's not that he gets more lift, but it's almost that it's like a lunge type of situation here. So that's going to be, a couple of the different shots that Steph will take in game. So let's go ahead and fast forward. Let's take a look and see exactly how we did. All right, guys, so we're going to take a look at all of the things that we tried to accomplish with this jump shot. Number one, the most important thing was we felt like he got too much lift. Number two was his release just was not smooth. It did not replicate that quick Steph Curry release that we're used to, the one that he gets off. Now, mind you, we are emulating here his base set shot three, maybe one that he would shoot, on, a corner three, or, something like that on a catch and shoot. But let's take a look at a couple of these shots here and see how we did. As you can see, we were able to find a base that doesn't give him too much lift, but he still is going to dip down, get his body into that shot. He's going to come through. He's going to come straight through his face. He's going to get a nice release point really close to his forehead, not too high. He's not shooting behind his head, doesn't have an extremely high release point. But the number one thing is watch when he brings that ball up. It's one motion. Look at how quick it is. That is the signature quick release. Oh my goodness, that's fantastic. Look at that, was what we wanted to accomplish, for that release to be smooth. Look at how smooth that release is. This is your signature Steph Curry release, jump shot combination. And this is, for those that really are looking to kind of emulate NBA basketball. I don't know what else to say. This is really, I thought, as accurate as you're going to get, and really, really proud of this one. We can get that shot from a couple angles here. Yeah, this one's right on the money. So let's head into the menu and see what we're rocking with. All right, so for the Steph Curry release, and please disregard this cyber face, it does clip a little bit in the menu, but for the base, we are going with the Chauncey Billups base. Now look, there's a lot of variations from my research of bases that people were using, and I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes here, but I thought they were all wrong. In my opinion, from the footage that I was watching, you should only have two bases for Steph Curry. It's the Chauncey Billups base, or if you want a little bit more lift, you can go with Jump Shot 15, and that's a little bit more lift but keeps the same form. Some of the other stuff that I was seeing, some of the set shots, I was like, that's not Steph Curry. What we were trying to accomplish, we were trying to, get that release to be smooth. We get that with the D'Angelo Russell base. However, the way he holds his hands, he doesn't hold his hands when he's holding the ball like D'Angelo Russell. So I, kind of blended it. I took a look at pretty much every release and I said which one really kind of looks the way he did. Release 135 goes really well with that. His timing has to be very quick. That's the only way you're going to get that smooth motion. Contested shot looks good, Stephen Curry. Now for the free throw, we're going to keep it Steph Curry. This is where we got to take a look into some things. The dribble pull-up is going to stay with Steph Curry. The spin jumper is going to be normal 3 to get him some good animations here. This is where you can get a little bit creative. I went with normal 19 because of the amount of space that Steph creates on some of these step backs, and you will see in in-game footage Steph doing some of these step backs that do get him some more space, and he takes a few extra steps and they kind of look like a travel. Now here, what I noticed was, I'm not gonna lie, with the Billups base, these don't look great. So you can, he doesn't get a whole lot of lift on normal 19. So what you can do is you can either stick with normal 19 and then change that base to base 15, or you can just keep it the way I have it. I'm using Billups with 19. It doesn't bother me. But you can also just go back to the default Steph Curry one, for the hop jumper, and he does get more lift on the shot. It's just, he is very grounded, I found, on these jump shots. And obviously I'll have some footage here showing exactly what it'll look like with the Billups and the 19 combination. But I think it looks fine. I think it's very accurate in terms of what he does. But I have seen in-game footage where Steph does get more lift in this, so I would understand why some people might want to go with base 15. That's going to be personal preference. Steph mixes it up to the point where he's going to be doing a little bit of both in game. Layup package is going to be Steph Curry. We're keeping it there. On default, you're going to notice his go-to is going to be the rim grazers off 1. Most of the footage I found was him doing the rim grazers off 2, and it ended up being a two-handed dunk. So I made this the primary and then added the rim grazers off 1 as a backup. We did change his fades. He doesn't do a lot of them. There's not a lot of NBA footage, but we did go with the ones that looked the best versus his animations and what we've seen in-game footage. His dribble animations are great, very accurate, with the Steph Curry size up, and you can really create and be creative with chaining moves and things of that nature. All right, guys, and that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this Steph Curry signature shot. I think this one's really fire. It's really accurate. Let me know in the comment section below, what player do you guys want me to work on next? I really enjoy doing these signature shot videos. I think it's really an area that 2K lacks in. I'll say it for the 100th time, just hire me, let me get these on the official roster. You know what I mean? But all jokes aside, I really enjoy, making this type of content for my sim head. So, I really appreciate it. Let me know who you want me to work on next. I do have this LaMelo Ball in progress right now. He's got a really funky jump shot, so that's definitely work in progress. Whatever I do decide to work on next might actually come out before the LaMelo Ball because his shot is so difficult. But guys, be sure to like the video if you liked it, sub if you loved it. Guys, thank you so much for the support. Shady Mike, I am signing out. Peace. Threes.